Today I'm going to demonstrate how I mount Mate-n-Lok plugs. This is a Molex-type plug onto the wire. Now mind you, these are not sold usually as an entire plug, but as a separate elements. You have to buy the plug, you have to buy however many terminals your plug is going to have. In my case, there's 3 contacts, so I'll have to buy 3. And then you have to buy the back end of these plugs to hold on to the outer insulation of the wiring. And the ironic thing is the manufacturer's rep that I bought these from didn't sell the screws, so fortunately I found the screws that you need, and you need 2 of them in order to close it up. As for the tools, you will need a screwdriver, you'll need strippers, and a crimper. I'm starting off with these pre-made plugs that I have for 3-prong. Need a rose that I can't use this end, but I need this end, so I'm going to clip off this end. First, let me get rid of these tags and warnings from my plug wire, and then I want to clip off the plug that I don't need. And I want to trim off about an inch of the outside insulation. I have this kind of stripper. This is a coax stripper, works just fine. And so I just pull that out. And I know the wiring that I need with the flat side of this plug up. The 2 power ones have flat surfaces, while the middle one is completely round. So my wiring left to right is going to be the white, green, and black. And then I'll strip off about 1/4 inch of these. Now the reason why not so much is because the connector that you'll be using, the contact, has 2 sets of arms. The first set here, the longer ones, wrap around the insulated wire, while the second set of arms will wrap around the bare wire. So I give it a little twist here if I haven't done so already, and I put the wire inside here. Now I like to do the second one first, because it kind of holds it in place for the first one, which to me is more important because it's the one that actually makes the contact. And I tend to use needle nose pliers instead of just the crimper. I'll start off with the needle nose and wrap it that way, and I'll wrap the other arm around that way, and I can always pass over with the crimper if it doesn't come out so pretty and smooth. And you want it pretty and smooth, because if you don't make it so, it won't fit into the bottom of this plug. Now with the crimper, you'll notice that it has a hump here and it has a rounded part here. The hump goes to the closed part, and the rounded part is the part that closes up the fins and hugs it to the wire. Hugs them to the wire, I should say. And I just blew my work here. Okay, there we go. It's hard when you can't see what you're doing. Okay, we'll do the other 2. like I said, I like to start it with the needle nose. And find it comes out better. You know what also works better is when you don't have to wear glasses because you can't see what you're doing. Okay. And I'll crimp it so the bump is on the bottom and the rounded part hugs the two parts. And let's see if you can see this. That's essentially what you want. I don't think you can see it. Now, mind you, you have to be careful. There are these pair of fins here. They're like barbs on a fish hook, and you don't want to damage those because once you stick it in a plug, they prevent the contact from coming back out. I have one more to put on. I use the same process with my needle nose. You can also do it with the crimper, but I find for me this works just fine. I sometimes tighten my work with the crimper. Okay, so now I take the crimper, and the same thing happens here. And you want it nicely finished because, like I said, if it's too wide, it's not going to fit inside of the plug. So what I'm doing now, I'm just making sure everything's nice and snug and no bulges anywhere. So like I said, the wiring for mine with the top side up is going to be white, and I click it in place like that. Oh, see, that came out, so that wasn't in good. I think I see why. Let me see if I can get it in there. There, that one's in good. Then I do the green and then the black. And you'd think it's easier to do them all at the same time, but it's really not, because you have to aim where the contact goes, because there is a ridge inside the tube. And I just heard the click. That's the second one. And finally the third one. And that's why you should trim it back enough, but not too much. Enough so that you'll have the flexibility to put them in one at a time. But not too much in that when we finish this, you're not going to have this insulation showing on the outside. And just to show you the schematic of how these work, here it is. So you have the plug down here, and you have the wire comes up through there, and then you hook these two pieces in and then screw on each side. There's two screws that are used. So when I say they hook, they literally do, because as you can see, there's two little channels there, and these have hooks that go in. So it goes in and turn, and same thing on this side, in and turn. And that anchors it to the plug, and now we have to screw it shut. And these are my own screws because the supply house didn't have them, which was strangely enough. All the more reason to probably sell it as a kit. Maybe as a small box containing all the parts you'll need. Anyway, that is the final product. And there you have it, nice strong. And so now I can plug into this socket, and I can still use 3-prong plug appliances in the machine that I'm using. Click like if I was of use to you, and subscribe if I come out with more videos.